Hello, everybody. This is the Audacious Ask, and my name is Jennifer Cramer Lewis, and we go live every week on Monday, and then it goes across the world, and it becomes Tuesday in Australia. Every week that I'm available, that I'm not traveling for my business, I'm a coach and a facilitator, and I use the tools of something called Access Consciousness. And it's now in like 170 something countries around the world. And one of the really cool things that Access Consciousness does, it actually gives you the tools to empower yourself to know what's a good decision for you and what's not a good decision for you. And it's not relying on the expertise of some guru. You actually get to tap into your own knowing and actually learn what you know about things. And how strange would that be? I mean, we've all been taught to like consult books, go to the experts, check our horoscope, check and see where the stars are in the sky before we make our decisions about things. And wouldn't it be cool if you could just check in with you and your body and find out what's good for you? And so that's one of the things that Access Consciousness does in spades. And so we have some participants here who are going to have their audacious asks. And so what's being audacious? Audacious is asking for so much more than you've ever asked for before. Beyond saying, ooh, I'd like a parking spot in front of that store. It's beyond that. And it's also beyond saying, I'd like to have enough money to pay my bills this month. Don't you always create enough money to pay your bills? Almost always. And so audacious ask is about that. What would it be like for you to have so much more than you ever thought you ever could? And how does it get any better? Cassie, what is your audacious ask?
I have a couple. One in particular, and I wrote it in the group last time, and I want to verbalize it. I would like to double my income and engage the income streams that are available to me.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. So let's check into your body. So one of the things that I recommend is you just put your hands on your heart and your belly button and just check in with your body. And so, Cassie, when you check in with your body, what does your body have to say about you doubling your income?
Can you ask me that question again?
Cassie, what does your body have to tell you about doubling your income?
That's what it is. Yes.
Okay. And what is she telling you?
There's some sort of twist around that to double or increase in income means working really, 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 really hard.
Yeah, I heard that.
And wearing out the body.
Yeah, cool. So this is what happens. We have these points of view about, this is what I'd have to do or be or have or provide, and the body has these points of view too. The body's like, well, wait a minute, but I have to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning? Would I have to stay up until midnight? What would I have to actually be doing in order to be able to create or have double of my income?
Yeah.
Okay. And so the only reason to have money is for your body. Your body likes food. Your body likes a cushy place to sleep. Your body likes fun jewelry or, to be taken to the hairdresser and get a pedicure or whatever. If you didn't actually have a body, you wouldn't need money because you just go float somewhere if you wanted to go there.
You wouldn't even need transportation to get there.
No, you'd be like, okay, I'm going to Aruba. Chink. That. Cool. So all of the points of view, what percentage of them are actually yours? None. Cool. 0. So all 0%. Okay, cool. So when they're not yours, it means that you just sort of picked them up on the psychic Wi-Fi. So everything that you picked up on the psychic Wi-Fi, will you return it to sender?
Yes,
Right,
absolutely.
wrong, fun, buckle, line, boy, shorts, beyonds. Nice. So that little bit of gook is the Access Consciousness Clearing Statement. So you can hop on over to theclearingstatement.com and also accessconsciousness.com. Cassie knows these tools and uses them. So, and I'm not recommending that you like use the clearing statement every day, all day. I remember the first time I heard it, I was like, that is the weirdest stuff I've ever heard in my life. But I did feel better when people used it around me. And so I was like, okay, well, maybe I won't use it, but I'll just listen to people who are willing to use it. And you don't have to get it right either. It's just like you could say Adam Levine, Cookie Monster, and Beyonce.
I think everybody I know says it differently.
Yeah. Yeah. And so what it is it's just an energetic space. It used to be giantly long. Like if you go back in the 30-year history of Access Consciousness, it used to be like 10 font, like 3 pages long, to help remove the limitations. You can have a look at the video and see if it's something that you'd like to use in your life. I know that Cassie does. So Cassie, all of the points of view that aren't yours, what's the value of having them in your life?
I don't actually have to stand out.
Oh, well, definitely don't stand out. You're pretty extraordinary just by yourself. So I wonder what would happen if you actually did stand out. Ugh. Yeah.
Create what I desire.
Yeah. Well, and you could probably quadruple or quintuple your income. Yeah. And so the other thing that I've noticed, I tend to do a lot of classes on money somehow. And one of the things that I noticed is that people have points of view about what they would have to do to get the money. And then they also have points of view about who or what they'd have to be when they have the money. So do you have points of view about who or what you'd have to be when you have the money?
Yes.
They're kind of like this. They're like, oh, well, when I win the lottery, I'm going to build a retreat center. Or when I win the lottery, I'm going to, rent out a cruise ship for all of my friends and family.
Yeah.
Like
and for me, it was never, I never said when I win the lottery, but I've always put it in the future. When I get the money, that's how I've said it.
Cool.
Then I will
X.
Yeah.
Cool. So all of the oaths, vows, swearings, fealties, commitments, and contracts that you've made to yourself and anyone else in any lifetime to do with what you would do when you had the money, will you destroy and uncreate them all?
Yes.
Good and bad, right, wrong, fun, buckle, nine boy shirts, beyonds, blah. Oh, so hilarious.
I would do this for this person and this for that person.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So are you willing to allow what you would be or do or choose to show up in any way that it actually shows up?
Yeah.
Because there will be some people that you might actually have to be super bitchy to.
I can do it. I said, when required, I can do bitchy.
Yeah. Because there will be people that are like, oh, you've got the money now. You should get me this, and this, and this, and then this, and this. And it's like, okay. Nice try. Oh, so funny. Yeah, cool. So everybody listening, think about all the people that you've sort of silently promised or actually out loud promised that you'd take care of them from any lifetime, and now they've all switched roles.
Looking for a bucket here.
No kidding. Yeah, you owe them money or they owe you money from all the previous lifetimes, all the spaces, all the dimensions, all the realities. Will you revoke, recant, rescind, renounce, denounce, destroy, and uncreate them all.
Yes.
Good and bad, right and wrong, POD and POC, all nine, boys, shorts, and beyonds. Yeah. And it's what we're not willing to be that rules us. And so, truth, Cassie, are you actually willing to have some brilliance with money that would allow you to double or triple or quadruple your income?
Yes.
Okay. Anything that doesn't allow that, will you destroy and uncreate it all?
Yeah.
Good and bad, right and wrong, POD and POC, online, boys, shorts, and beyonds. Now, the brilliance with money is not necessarily cash. It can be, valuables. And so, you might want to write yourself a list. Like, what 25 valuable things do I actually know about?
Cool.
Yeah. So do you actually know about art? Do you know about jewels? Do you know about real estate? Do you know about antiques? And then keep writing, like, what all do you know about? Because I think from the space of empowerment, it's a huge thing that could come through, that you actually know way more about valuables than you give yourself credit for.
Yeah. And
what would that be like? And maybe you have stuff in your house that's already valuable that you could just sell.
Well, and where am I trying to make it all cognitive?
Yeah.
Right? Where there's a lot of things I know and I don't know why I know.
Yeah. Well, who cares why? You might have watched a knowledge network channel thing in the background while you were doing something in the kitchen, and your body was like, I'm so listening to that. And you're like, well, I'm making lasagna. So I'm so like that. I pick up stuff from everywhere, and I can't tell you exactly where I know it from. I just know it.
Yeah. And I realize how much I've been resisting that knowledge as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, maybe there's some subconscious beliefs about having the money and being a steward of money. Is that a possibility?
That I think more, almost more that identifying with a lot of the sort of hippie stuff.
Oh, the hippie dippies. So you got to be broke. Got to buy your stuff at the secondhand store.
Yeah.
Well, got to barter for everything.
Well, totally resisting that at the same time.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
It's yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Well, I wonder who you could be if you didn't identify with who you were yesterday.
Yeah.
And all the yesterdays. And anything that doesn't allow that, will you destroy and uncreate it all?
Yeah, totally.
Awesome. Good and bad, right and wrong, POD and POC, online, boys, shorts, and beyonds. Because you get to choose now.
Yeah.
And then you get to choose again and again. And so one of the things, I'm willing to actually have almost anything go out of my life. I've been studying this stuff for a long time, so I actually don't have any real attachment to basically anything that I have, any people that I have in my life, any objects that I have in my life. I'm like, wow, do I continue to have that in my life? Do I continue to have that point of view in my life? Do I continue to have that person in my life? And if so, what do they add to my life? And if it's, pain, suffering, regret, trauma, and drama, then it's like, get out.
Yeah.
Come back when you're willing to add something more to my life than that. I mean, I did 40 years of pain, suffering, trauma, and drama. I don't need to do much more. That's a life sentence, isn't it? If you murder somebody, you get 40 years in jail. I'm done. So anything else that doesn't add to my life is not going in my life. So Cassie, all of the things that don't add to your life that are in your life right now, what would it be like for them to be eased to let go of?
Yeah.
Okay. Anything that doesn't allow that, will you destroy and uncreate it? Good and bad, right and wrong, POD and POC, online, boys, shorts, and beyonds. And what kind of a flood of ease-filled beings and things could come into your life if you got rid of the stuff that doesn't actually work for you? Yeah. Right? She's like, yeah.
Gone.
Yeah, die. Yeah, so that's the phenomenon I call on your porch. It's like you have all of this stuff on your front porch that's actually stopping the good stuff from coming in your house. So it's like energetic decluttering. And so it can be people, can be points of view, can be objects, can be places and things. And, you know, it's up to you to know whether or not that's going to add to your life. And you can check in with your little body.
Yes. That sounds like it'll be fun.
Awesome. I can't wait to find out what's going and what's staying. Hopefully I get to stay.
Definitely. You're definitely in the stay pile.
Stay pile. Perfect. Oh, how does it get any better? Thank you, Cassie.
Thank you.
My pleasure. That was the audacious ask. And so if you're listening to something here and you're like, wow, that's really interesting, I would sure love it for you to come and have an audacious ask with us next week. We go live every Monday or Tuesday as we go across the globe, and you are invited to ask more audaciously. And whatever that is for you, you know, what would it be like for you to have a little too much of something in your life? I love it when my clients ask for way too much. So I'm going to bring everybody on just now. And before I go, boy, I am creating these invitations for people to meet me in all of these gorgeous places across the globe. So if you go to classes.jennifercramerlewis.com, you're going to see all of these invitations start to pop up. And I wonder what it would be like for you to join me in all of these gorgeous places around the world. Or don't. You can just stay at home if you want. Poke, poke. All right, everybody. Bye. Thank you so much.
Bye, Jennifer.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you so much.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Beautiful.